welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the construction industry and drug addiction. This is a neglected topic as well. Have you ever wondered how many guys are going to construction work or hard physical labor, and they go to work and they eventually develop, not only because of the work they have, but also social situations and their biochemical problems that most of us have, all of us have, bad gut health and whatever else. And we start craving alcohol and drugs. The main reason, I would say the main reason why many people drink and do drugs is because of pain. Mental pain or physical pain, they're both the same. And therefore they start doing drugs, alcohol, and they might smoke marijuana, but then they might go to the doctor's office eventually and they might get prescription drugs.
People need to know that there is a problem out there. I don't think half the population knows. I've seen guys with bottles in their trucks. I've seen guys with bags of dope in their lunch pails.
I tell people that doing construction was the hardest but yet most carefree job I ever had, because you didn't have to think about anything. You just showed up, pounded nails, and you could drink as much as you wanted to. You could eat as much as you wanted to, and you never gained a pound because you sweat it all off or you froze it out or whatever.
Yeah.
See, many people are concerned with weight and weight loss and things like that, and they simply think that starving themselves and doing all kinds of physical labor like that, or walking or running, is going to make them healthy. I said it's a very crude way of doing things, very crude way, and it's not healthy either.
They work hard to earn their blue-collar paychecks. The daily grind can be stressful. Many construction workers clock well beyond 8 hours a day. Sometimes just getting through those grueling shifts can lead them into a dizzying world of temptation.
People need to know that there is a problem out there. I don't think half the population knows. I've seen guys with bottles in their trucks. I've seen guys with bags of dope in their lunch pails.
This is a touchy and potentially dangerous subject. That's why Paul, a construction company foreman, doesn't want to reveal his identity. What he's telling us isn't news to anyone in the industry. It's a secret they try to keep on the inside. A lot of people in construction don't even see anything wrong with it, admitting they'd rather be 20 stories up with someone who's stoned than someone who's scared.
The guys are coming to work hungover from the night before. You know, most people will say, well, I went to bed at 4 in the morning, and I'm here at work at 7. So really, he's still impaired.
I've worked at positions like that before as well, and the guys that I've worked with, they've always been smoking marijuana. Marijuana was huge, and when they were climbing up, I only did this kind of work very short term, and I saw how unsafe the work they were doing. And when I started telling them it was unsafe, they just let me go. And my thinking was quicker than theirs. I could see that, and I was advising them that you should do this and that, because they couldn't even think it. Do a job not just safer. I wasn't telling him, wasn't correcting him. He just couldn't figure out what to do, and I was telling him and I was advising him what to do. So he did it, but I didn't stay there very long for whatever reason. When I told him it's just it's a jumble of thoughts, especially with people that are doing drugs, especially when back pain is very common to develop as well.
Guys that consume a lot of drugs don't think that we know they're doing it. When you can smell it on their clothes, you can, their eyes get bloodshot.
69% of the time, men are portrayed in the media in a negative light as buffoons, pedophiles, perverts. And what messages is sending to people across the United States? I mean, to men.
Yeah, and that's another issue. Men are portrayed in the media as buffoons, perverts, sexual deviants, whatever, lazy. You could watch any television show these days, Netflix. I haven't watched Netflix ever. Anyway, it's all over the media. You can see if you just pay attention, they don't. And these types of things seep into the consciousness of people, and look at what happens. The media reports these things, making men look bad.
Experts say combining yearly exams with healthy habits like exercising could make all the difference when it comes to enjoying a long and healthy life.
Well, some of those tests are the basic. The history and the physical exam that does a look at your whole body, listen to your heart, your blood pressure.
And many people think, go to the doctor's office for a checkup. I said, does it look like there's enough there to address all the things that I've been speaking about on my channel and what I've spoken about in the past few minutes? No.
And then there are also some blood work that you'll get done, and also urine work and some other diagnostic like x-rays or EKGs. But it's that myth of invincibility. But even Superman had kryptonite.
The first thing you need to know is that blood work doesn't work.
Yep.
The reason for this is that nutrients are stored in the tissue, not in the blood. For example, less than 1% of magnesium is actually found in your blood.
Yep.
99% are in the bones, teeth, and soft tissue.
Over that time,
Yep.
two other drugs have steadily crept up and are almost equal now, and that's cocaine
Yep.
and actually prescription painkillers. So
Back pain is very common, and they take painkillers for that. And what do you think? What do you think happens when you take these drugs? It distorts, it depletes nutrients, and if you imagine it like a ruler, like a graph, then some things go up, some things go down. Toxins go up, and usually a lot of nutrients go down. Just like a plant, looking at a plant, and a botanist with a plant.
your Oxycontin, hydromorphone, your Percocets, your triple script drugs.
So doctors today are almost totally ignorant, and they know that.
Yep.
The leaders of the medical profession know that they don't know anything about nutrition.
Yep.
And that's a major problem. So nutrition has fallen by the wayside. It's no longer taught anywhere. It's left by its own. It's kind of an orphan aspect of medicine.
And this is what everybody thinks nutrition is. Virtually everyone thinks that it is. Just a bunch of food. It's like, oh, eat some healthy food and drink some magic smoothies.
Today at Holiday, I'm gonna show you the most classy 4-course construction meal you've ever seen.
And this guy is, he's doing a lot of this tongue in cheek, like a sarcastic type of thing. But this is the way a lot of men, it's primarily men that work construction, right? They need somebody with the muscles to do it. That's just the way it's always been. A lot of this work is being done by men. It has to be, and unless this is a big topic, But do you see women doing this? No.
It's time to eat lunch. So naturally, course number 1, appetizer.
Look at this
You
junkies
gotta get
eating.
yourself a bag of chips. Now here's a debate. Are Funyuns chips? Are Funyuns puffs?
But this is common.
That's the beauty of a good 4-course meal. It really makes you think. Course number 2 is a palate cleanser. Now anyone who's anyone in the culinary department knows that the best palate cleanser is the White Monster. Get a little sniff.
But how many people do you know drink this stuff? I know. I've worked with lots of them, and they have piss poor attitudes, moody. And they think that they're healthy. I said, oh my God, they are not healthy. And you try to tell them that, you try to tell them that, and they look at you like you're crazy. And the other guys look at you crazy too, because you're the outsider. Oh man, I'd rather work with myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, my taste buds are locked and loaded for the main course.
And if we had someone like
Are you
what I'm
struggling
doing
with unexplained plant deficiencies? You've
analyze
given
the
your
boat, like
plants
botanist.
everything, but they still look unhealthy. It's time to consider nutrient interactions using Mulder's chart. There are 2 types of interactions: synergistic, which help nutrient uptake, and antagonistic, which can hinder it.
Yep. And do doctors analyze your body and lifestyle like this and biochemistry? No.
That's one of the big reasons why men don't go. It's the fear. And so can we address the fear? Can we address the vulnerability, the feeling judged, and really kind of using that as a springboard?
This isn't quitting time. It's the lunch hour and down.
Look at this. That's what happens. Men sit in their cars in shame. They know. If they go outside, they're going to be judged, right? And look at them.
Downtown Calgary, this worker leaves the job site to light up in his car. But if you watch closely, there are some obvious signs he's not smoking any ordinary cigarette. He draws in the smoke. At times, he consecutively inhales it. Then, when he close to 10 seconds, he exhales, constantly coughing between drags.
Doesn't look very healthy.
After his 7-minute so-called smoke break, he gears up and heads back to work. His
What do you think he's smoking there?
duties include tying up and securing bundles of steel that are to be hoisted to the top of the building. We show the video to the contractor who's running the site. Off camera, he tells us he'll discipline the rigger, adding he's going to get police involved and start patrolling the parking lot. What happened to Mariana Kershik's 3-year-old daughter Michelle happened so suddenly there's barely time to react. A gust of wind blows a sheet of steel off the top of a construction project, sending it crashing 20 stories to the street below, right where little Michelle is walking with her family. It cost the toddler her life. Meitzen also told us drug use is all too common.
We blazed weed all the time on the roof. It's probably not the smartest and safest thing to do on a job site, is be getting high. It's probably one of the stupidest things to do.
Experts tell us 40% of workers involved in a workplace accident fail such a drug test, which can only be given in this case because of the video evidence. Most of the time, workers are protected by privacy concerns and Canada's human rights legislation.
Yes, I have. It goes long back. And Bill W., who was the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, was a good friend of mine. The AA program is psychosocial. Now, Bill W. himself, although he had not been drinking for many years, suffered from chronic anxiety, tension, and fatigue. Terrible.
And why do you think that is? Like I explained, like a botanist would look at a plant.
He from the moment he stopped drinking, he never felt well, but he didn't drink. So one day when I was visiting him in New York with my friend Humphrey Osmond, we told him about niacin, started him on niacin.
See, he made niacin popular, but niacin is part of the B complex vitamins, right? And niacin is huge with mental health problems, B complexes in general, as well as lowering the bad cholesterol. Therefore, this is what we have to. Many people still have take this one singular supplement, or take this one singular drug for this specific problem. But when you look at that, like your body as a botanist would a plant, you would see all kinds of things that need to be rebalanced, right? Mainly, yeah, it's a big topic. Just look what he's saying.
1 gram taken 3 times per day after meals, and within 2 weeks he's normal. He was completely normal after 2 weeks of niacin. So of course he became very excited about this. And after a while, after many years of working with it, he became so convinced that this was an additional answer to AA.
And AA is a place many, especially men go to for, it's mainly psychosocial help. Many people think you could simply convince yourself not to drink or not to do these things, but it's virtually impossible. It's like brainwashing yourself, but it just doesn't work. If your biochemistry is messed up, which most of us have, messed up biochemistry is just part of living, we have to get our terrain analyzed. And that's the main point of these videos. Try to explain this because I wish somebody did this for me a long time ago, but no one did. They just said, take this one supplement for this specific thing. I said, no, because you might be, you don't know if you need someone to analyze it to see if that's proper for you. Anyway, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe.